Hey, what's up, guys? It's Tommy here. So, if you're new to the channel, it's me speaking about my experience as a Latino trans man in Florida, starting or planning to raise a family, and in my later years of adulthood, right? So, IVF round 2 of testing to figure out whether or not, my body can still produce an egg. Even just saying that, this sounds kind of funny and dysphoric, but I realized that I was raised in a society with very binary thinking, and that I have to navigate a lot of these feelings that come up, right? And so I feel like when you're trans, you have to navigate your own feelings and you have to navigate the feelings of the world, right? So if one of us transitions and we look really good, right? And we look like the gender that we feel, right? Or however you want to say it. Because I feel like some of the language that we use is also problematic, but just play with me here. Then people feel like we're fooling them or something like that because they don't understand, they don't relate to our experience of gender, right? So, and then me as a trans man, and now mind you, I identify as a binary trans man, doing this thing that doesn't really align with my gender has given me all sorts of feelings that are very hard to navigate, make sense of it all. Now, do I need to make sense of everything? I don't think everything in this world has to make sense. I believe that sometimes things just don't make sense. Life isn't fair. You got to deal with it. You got to deal, right? So I understand that in order to have a family, these are the things that I need to do. And that is how I'm taking it. There's nothing else or nothing more meaning that I'm giving it. I'm not deciding that this is a womanhood thing or even a manhood thing. This is just an adulthood thing. And if I want to create the family with my partner that I want to create, then these are the things that we have to do. This is the avenue we have to take. Honestly, and very transparently, I can't wait till it's over. I can't wait till it's over. So, and but it also could pose all sorts of things, all sorts of things could happen. And I ask myself if I'm ready for any of these things. Like, what if they, tell me that we cannot find a surrogate, and in order to have a child, I have to carry it? Like, what would happen then? Like, how would I deal with that? Could I be able to deal with that? And a large part of that is right now, no. No, just no. And mainly because there's so much riding on that, like my career and the way I've chosen to express myself that feels most natural to me. So there's that. And I am struggling with that. But then I also have to realize that this entire world has been programmed to think very binary, Everything's either black or white. There's very few areas of shades of gray in about any topic that you choose to talk about, especially gender, and sex and biology and science. Science is, a very picky topic for people nowadays. But after a while, I just tell myself, it doesn't really matter what people think or what the world is doing. It just matters how I feel and what's in my immediate world. And of course, people that believe in the afterlife and, take a very fundamentalist Christian view, they will see me as, well, evil, right? But I also feel like the only place I've seen someone possessed by a demon was at a church. So there is that. And I'll let you think whatever you want to think with that statement. But the IVF procedure left me in my feelings, and not necessarily because it was this like dysphoric thing. It was because of what they found and what that could mean for my family. So it wasn't pleasant what they talked to me about. I didn't get the all systems go diagnosis. It was more like, oh, there's an issue. So we have one more test. And after we had that test, the doctor is going to tell us our options, and we are going to make do. And the one thing I can say about my partner, and I trust this about my partner. She is very resilient, and very tough in nature, and super positive. And the things that she's been through and still remains happy go lucky and positive is what I admire. That and her ambition. So I feel like whatever happens, we're gonna be okay. And it's gonna be alright. But the whole process is tough, and it does give me a bigger respect for seahorse dads, for sure. Because it's one thing to like have a kid, but it's another thing to have a kid in an environment where people feel like you shouldn't have kids, because we over glorify the nuclear family here in the United States of America. But that's just I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, the nuclear family. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying that there's other ways to do things, and that's valid as well. My mom used to come up to me while I was washing the dishes and say, oh, you're washing the dishes wrong. And then I found out there's over 250 ways to wash dishes. So that's my stick. My stick is that there's over 250 ways to wash dishes. So there's got to be very, very different ways to raise families and to bring up healthy, loving people into this world. There's ways for everybody to survive and live their best lives right now. And I just wish that everyone, even the people that don't like me, I wish they could find that too. We live in a time where there's like so little peace, and I don't understand why we as humanity keep going in circles, right? But I guess that's just a lesson to learn. I'm rambling, so I'm going to stop now. Wish me luck on my next IVF test, and have the best day ever.